Great. Now, here's today's lesson. I think it's going to be a pretty good, decent lesson for you because some of you are not going to know this information. It is very good information. Freezing your data, freezing your personal information from the Bureau. Before you started doing anything for trying to take anything off the credit report, you need to freeze your data first. Why? Well, it's because if you have something negative on your report or something that's not yours on your credit report, and you go to dispute it and your data is not frozen, they're going to get the same data that they always have gotten. So you have to freeze your data, okay, from the bureaus. Then next week, we're going to talk about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other places, data collection agencies who provide information, who sell your personal information to the credit bureaus for moolah. They make money off of you, okay? And it's not right, it's not legal unless you've given written permission for them to do so. And most of you have not given written permission from them to put your data on there. So there it is. Let's talk about it right quick. And how freezing your data, how to hide your personal credit data from the credit bureau without breaking the bank. You don't have to pay anybody to do this. You can do it yourself. It's easy, it's accessible, it's not hard, it's just time consuming. That's all. If you really want to do this, you can do this and you can straighten up your credit. You can do a lot of it, especially taking anything off that's not your old addresses, old phone numbers, business and stuff that just clean up the whole credit report if you want to. If it's not yours and if it's not right, meaning if it's you one social security number off, it's not you. If if one letter off in your name, it's not you. If it's on the wrong street, it's not you. I don't care. It has to be correct across all 3 bureaus. If you owe $99 and they say you owe $200, it's not you. It's not. It has to be correct. So those things have to be corrected on your credit report so your score can reflect what is
Mr. Credit Commando.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
I let my daughter use my ID to get iPhones for her daughter graduation and her son's birthday.
May I ask who's talking first, ma'am? Because I can't see your name.
This is Charlotte Curtis.
Okay, go ahead, Miss Curtis.
She wanted to use my ID and social to get her. I think I shouldn't have did that because they sent me a letter. I know that this gonna fall on me.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's gonna mess up my credit.
Yes, ma'am. This probably already has.
Okay. Oh my God. I don't.
If she does not pay, let me just say this, ma'am. If she does not pay what is provided on the statement according to the financial agreement, she does not, because it's in your name. The phone is in your name. It has your social security number, has your address. And if she does do that and she don't pay it, it's gonna fall back on you. One question I'm gonna say, and I gotta go back to my class. Why would you give anybody your social security number, your name, and your address when they cannot afford a phone? There's a reason why they cannot afford a phone. Probably because
she lost her ID.
No, ma'am, you can get your ID, ma'am. You can get that. I lost my ID too. And it don't take about 2 weeks to get your ID.
And she's my daughter, and I was just helping her out for my grandson, her son.
Okay,
and her daughter.
What I'm saying, you can do what you want. It's your social security number. It is your credit information. If she does not pay it, I'm gonna say it one more time. You are responsible for paying it, or else it's going to mess up your credit. You will get a negative mark on your credit report, plus your credit score will go down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that because I don't want that. I'm trying to build my credit up, not tear it down.
Thank you, ma'am. So from this day forward, if people are going to do that, there's ways of doing it. If she lost the ID, she can get the ID. She can go right down to the I've done it. I lost all of my information in a foreign country. Got the credit report. I went there and got the police report, brought it back in, said I lost my information. I need to get a new ID. They sent me, gave me a copy of a driving permit. That's enough to get some credit, okay? And then they gave me, cancel all the credit cards, did everything I need to do all over again, okay? And in about 2 weeks, I had 90% of my stuff back in line. So there's no reason for her to use your ID. Okay.
Yeah,
There's no reason for
I should have
anybody.
thought it
I'm gonna say
through.
again, ma'am. There's no reason for nobody to use your credit, your social security number, because it's going to fall back on you. If you don't care about that, then give it out to anybody.
I do care. I just should have thought it through. Being her being my daughter knows my grandchildren, but I should have still thought it through.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. So you got the information. Everybody is online listening. Understand, even your kids sometimes will do you in. I hate to say that, but they will.
Yeah.
Because they think you owe them something, okay? And they will not pay it because mama gonna pay it for me. And now you have to pay a $500 bill that you don't have the money for. Or that money was designated to something else.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Today's lesson, of course, as always, strategies to kill and increase wealth, how to build and increase your credit and credit score, how to build wealth through different business strategies, leaving a legacy for your family, and effective tax strategies. All of these things bring money back into your household, okay? The word for the day, despite their despairs. This is for you, ma'am. Despite their despair, the lazy will come to ruin, for their hands refuse to work. Let me say this. If you're not working on your credit, you're not working on your finance, you're not working on getting ahead, you're not working, then you're going to come to ruin. What is ruin? Ruin means different things for everybody. It could mean that you might go broke. It could mean you might lose your house. You might lose your car. It could mean you lose your job. But one thing about ruin is that it's going to be a hard place. You're going to a hard place. No one is going to want to extend credit to you. No one is going to lend you any money. And of course, you're going to need some money sometime in your life. So despite the desires, despite of what I want to do, if you're lazy, you are not going to work. So,
Mr.
but if
Credit
you work,
what must I do then?
What must you do? What you mean, man? What must you do?
What to get it straight?
Ma'am, I tell you, do me this favor here. Do me this favor right quick. Let me finish this course, and then what I would do, I answer your question at the end, because I need to get through the lesson, okay? And I'll answer yours at the end of this, and I can tell you some of the things that you might need to do. And they may work and they may not, because it depends on the individual, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. So if you're lazy, you come to ruin. But if you work, you're going to have some type of success. It might be a slow work. You might not be making as much money. You might have to get a second job. You might have to do some other different things. But if you normally go to work, or put your mind to work, better yet, put your money to work for you, is a whole lot better. Okay? Everyone has greatness. What holds you back from greatness is not what you say, what other people say about you. What holds you back from greatness is how you think and what you believe about what people said. That is my quote. What is credit data? So we're talking about credit reports. We're talking about credit score. We're talking about removing things. What is credit data? These are the 5 things that get you anything that you want. If you got these 5 things correct, in the right order, in the right amount, the finance institution will give you anything. Payment history. You're paying your bills on time. Before time is what I always say. Pay your bills on time. It's 35% of your credit score. in the United States of America, credit is the key. Why? Because they make a lot of money off of credit. Okay, you make interest off of credit. You got late fees. You got over the amount fees. You got. I want to increase the credit amount. They charge you a fee. It's fees after fees after fees after fees. So this is how they make money. Okay, off of credit, billions of dollars. So you have to pay your items on time. I suggest 4 to 5 days for a time. The amount you owe should be no more than 30%. This is based on credit. Now, this data here is based on credit card data. The other data is real good, but it's really based on credit card data. Why? Because credit card data is unsecured loans. Okay, when you have a car, you have a secured loan, meaning they can come and when you default, they can come back and get that car back from you. But when you've eaten a steak and you swiped it on your credit card, they cannot come back and get the steak. Okay, so a lot of this credit card data, the credit data I'm giving you right now is based on credit cards. It's heavily weighed on credit cards. Okay, the amount that you owe 30%. Okay, that's called utilization. Keep all your credit data, card stuff below 30%. I suggest below 7%. You use it, you pay it. You use it, you pay it. Okay. New credit open is basically 10%. So you say don't open new credit, your credit score gonna go down for a minute. About 2 or 3 months, it's gonna come right back up because it's gonna help you lose utilization now. Also, length of credit history, how long you've been in the credit the world. Okay, so that plays into it as well. Also, the type of credit you have, just not only credit card, a house loan, home loan, personal loan, that type of stuff like that. So this is what your credit data is. If you get these things, 5 things right here, correct, you can get just about anything that you want. What is the credit score? A credit score is a prediction of your credit behavior, your prediction of your credit behavior. The word is prediction of your credit behavior, such as how likely you are to pay loans back on time based on information in your credit report. That's how they get your score off your credit report. And this is per the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So credit score, credit data, all that is very important because it is equate to you saving money, saving time and saving money and saving energy. If you got these things right, you can do a lot of different things. Here's just credit score ranges. Okay. Let's go from FAIR. Your FAIR range, and these are FICO scores as well. Okay. And this is coming from Experian.com. It's 580 to 699 is fair. What are you going to get with a 580 to 669? Not very much of anything. Okay, the 7, the good is from a 670 to a 739. You're doing a whole lot better. But once you get to a 740 to 799, you're doing great. Okay, very good. Okay, but look, I forgot the poor. The 300 to 579 is poor. I'm sorry, and the fair is the 580 to 699. The good is 670 to 739. The very good is from the 740 to 799, and the exceptional is 800 to 850. When you get to 800, 850, you can name the shot. They know that you credit worthy. They know that you pay your bills. They don't have to worry about you going into default because your credit score reflects that. Okay. Let's look at something else. Let's talk about credit freezes. See, one of the things that you have to do before you start correcting anything, you have to start putting a freeze on your credit. Why? Because this is security freezes, okay? It's known as credit freezes, restricted access to your credit file. And when you're trying to clean up your credit, you want restricted access to your credit file. You don't want anybody just going and just do anything at any different time, putting things on there that should not be on there. That's incorrect. It makes it harder for identity thieves to open up an account in your name. When my credit is frozen, on all 3 of the main 3 bureaus, big bureaus, they're frozen. Now, when I get ready to go and buy something, okay, or I need a new credit card, a new credit entry, or whatever the thing that I'm doing, I go into my computer, which is a handheld computer, my phone, and I unlock it. They get the information that they need to get the data back to me, and then I lock it back. Because without it being frozen, and that's frozen, that's freeze, it's the frozen, it's a lock. And I'm gonna talk about two different things there, okay? But I lock my credit data. Why? Because they can't nobody get into it. So when you freeze your credit, it's limited access, okay? What is a credit freeze? Glad you asked. It's based putting your credit on hold, okay? Putting your credit on hold for your personal credit report. I got made a mistake there. Putting it on hold. I mean, it's still there. It's still counted, but it's on hold. Can't nobody see it. Can't nobody do anything to it, okay? And that's what you want. Credit cannot access your credit data. So if there's somebody trying to open credit, they're trying to send you all new information, new stuff, they cannot access your data. Why? Because it's on a freeze. Okay, criminals cannot compromise your data either. So if they're looking to try to get into your credit file, to pull your information out, to open up new credit data in your name, and compromise your credit, okay, they can't do that. Why? It's on a freeze. It's just chilling, baby. They're just chilling, okay? And present identity there, okay? People from stealing your credit. Criminals can't compromise it, but also present identity theft as well, okay? What is the credit freeze again? No new data will report on to the credit bureaus. So if you just defaulted on a loan, we're going to talk about this a little bit deeper next week, okay? You made a bad payment. Remember, your information is sold to the credit bureau. Once you freeze that data from the data collectors, we're going to talk about next week, that data is frozen. Once that data is frozen, the bureaus cannot buy that information from the data collectors. Hint, hint, they cannot buy positive or negative information from the data collectors. So we want to do a credit data freeze before we start disputing items on our credit card that are not correct, okay? Prevent the credit bureau from selling your data. That's it. Prevent them from selling your data. They can't buy it. They can't sell it. So you prevent that, okay? Also, it stopped all those pre-approved offers. I just thank God when I did that, a lot of my pre-approved offers just went down. I was getting stuff in the mail on a continual basis. You're pre-approved. But some of the stuff that you don't want, and it's just a lot of time that you're wasting because they want to send you offers because they're saying, well, this person is credit worthiness. It's good, excellent, great. We know we send them something, they might bite at it, then we'll make more money. That's all about, okay? It reduced soft inquiries because when the pre-approved offers are offered to you, it goes on your credit report, okay? But it doesn't matter because it's a soft inquiry. Why? It's because you did not ask for that financial institution information. You did not request for that financial institution services. They're requesting your services. So it's considered a soft inquiry. It stays on your credit report, but it doesn't matter, okay? And that stays in about 2 years as well, okay? Now, what is a credit lock? I just talked about that a few minutes ago. It's when you lock the credit lock. I'm glad you asked that. Contact the major credit bureaus and you can lock down your credit. That's what I was talking about. I did a credit lock. You need to lock all your credit cards down. Okay, 2 ways of doing it. Contact your credit bureaus, lock your credit report. Contact your credit card companies and put them on lock. So if you lose your credit card, can't nobody use them anyway because they're on lockdown. Okay, you have to go in and unlock your credit report in order for the financial institution to get the credit information they need about you. Same thing with the credit card. When you put your credit card on a credit lock, you lock your credit card, then nobody can, when you're going to swipe that card, you lose the card or somebody steal your card, they try to swipe it, it said, sorry, your card is on lock. And the transaction will not go through. So remember, those who have credit card, and if you got this nice handy computer, you know, the cell phone right here, go on your cell phone, go on your account, go on your bank credit card, lock your credit card. When you get ready to use your credit card, you have your cell phone that go back in and unlock it, use what you want to do, swipe what you want to swipe, buy what you want to purchase, then lock it back down again. Reason why is it would help you in the long run. Believe me, I know from personal. Okay, you open an account. Sometimes account may be fee-based, and the open account with these locking your credit card, I'm talking about 3 major bureaus, okay? Excuse me, not a credit card, locking down your credit report, that's 3 major bureaus. And some of them charge $24 a month, $21 a month, whatever case may be, to do all these things, but it's more than just a lockdown, okay? Also, request a lockdown. You open an account, you request a lockdown, okay? And it's so easy. The credit is locked until you unlock it. If you do not unlock it, that account is locked forever. As long as you own that particular credit card, as long as you have a credit report with the 3 major bureaus, it's locked. There's nothing they can do with it. Now, locking doesn't mean that data can't come in, but it means, excuse me, it doesn't mean the data can't, it means the data can't go out, but it doesn't mean the data can't come in. That's the difference between a credit lock now. I'm talking about a credit freeze. This is the credit locks, okay? Data can still come in. So if you do something negative, it still come. Do something positive, it still come in, okay? The data can just don't go out, but it still can't come in, okay? More convenient than a freeze. Why? Because it's easy. You just go into Experian.com, TransUnion, or whatever, and just slide the bar, and it's easy, and that's it. Okay. Also, it doesn't have specific government protection as a freeze. The freeze give you more protection for identity theft and some other different things, but credit lock does not. Credit lock is saying, hey, look, I'm just locking the credit card down because I don't want nobody to steal my credit. I'm locking my credit report down because I don't want nobody to access my credit. That's basically what it is. Okay. So that's 2 different things. Now, what is a credit fraud alert? A credit fraud alert requires the creditors, which is a very good thing. When you put a credit fraud alert on your credit report, what that does, the creditor has to come to you and who check your credit report, they take steps to verify the identity before opening an account. So normally they will call you, or they'll send you a letter. Most of them they'll call you, send you a letter, something like, hey, we're trying to contact you. We want to issue another credit card. Or they might even text. I get texts all the time. Hey, X, Y, and Z want to offer you this information, but we want to make sure that your identity is who you are. Could you call this number, please? Now, if you're calling that number and they're asking you for your Social Security number, they should already have that. They should not be asking you for your Social Security number. That's going to be a little bit fraudulent. They should verify you by maybe your date of birth, where you live at, or something in your credit report. On 1989, you lived on what street? You know where you lived in 1989. Okay. What high school did you graduate from in 1972? You know what high school? That information that you should know, that basically that the identity thieves are not going to know that information. You should know that information. So on the fraud alert, they will ask you personal verifying questions to make sure that it is you. And if it's you, then that's fine. People who ask for your Social Security number, normally I hang the phone up in about 3 seconds, if not 2. Because why you ask, I don't know you. Or I ask, can I call you back? Now, if they start studying it, like they don't want you to call, well, we can't take calls. Okay, then thank you. Because none of the time it's fraud. And we have so many people doing fraud these days, okay? And this is for the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This is their definition of a fraud alert. Okay? What the fraud alert is, protects against identity theft. So you have to worry about if you put a fraud alert on your credit report and somebody goes in there, then it protects you for anything that they do. Okay, because I have a fraud alert on my credit report. Okay, finance institution will contact you directly. We just talked about that. Also, it's entitled you to a free copy of your credit report. Anytime you get denied credit, you have a fraudulent information or identity theft, it's entitled you to a free copy of your credit report. Okay, and it's free. The fraud alert is absolutely free. You don't pay anything for a fraud alert. I'm going to tell you in a few minutes how to go, where to go, and do this fraud alert. Okay. Also, it lasts for a year. So after a year, so if I put the fraud alert on today, July the 19th, okay, on June 2023, on July the 18th, 2024, it's done. Now you can go back and redo it over again if you want to. It's up to you. Okay. I like fraud alerts because it's just additional protection for all information that you have. Also, you must contact the bureau, okay, in order to do this thing. All right. Now here, to play the fraud alert, you go to www.identitytheft.gov. That's where you go. It's a three-step process, but it's going to ask you specific questions, your name, social, and all that kind of stuff. Like, because it is a government agency, the Federal Trade Commission is the one who actually has this particular job of doing identity theft. Okay, they're going to talk about who you are to identify you first. Make sure they're going to talk about why you think you need a fraud alert, what happened, how much money, when it happened, credit card, house, home loan, username, all that kind of stuff like that. You fill out that report, and then at the end, it's going to give you a number and send something back to your email address. Okay. Once you do that, then that's fine. Then you set up for your credit fraud alert, and then you're good for 1 year. Okay. Here is the contact information if you want to call the bureau. Now, this is for fraud alerts, and this is for freezes. Okay, fraud alerts and freezes. You call these particular numbers right, which is different number from the credit reports. Okay, these numbers right here that's on there. You call them, they'll tell you exactly what you need to do and how to do it. You'll go through the same screening process when you call in. They want to know who you are, your name, and X, Y, and Z, Y, and X to verify you, to make sure you are. Okay, so they're doing a verification process on you before they give out any information. Okay, which is good. Now, if you mail the information in, here it is. This is the information that you mail in for the freezes and fraud alerts. You can do it that way. I want to place the freeze on my phone. You can tell them this, who you are, blah blah blah. You also have to send basically some type of like your driver's license, picture ID, 2 pictures of driver's license, maybe a social security card or utility bill in your name. Everything has to be in your name. Those are the most 3 documents that they ask for. Okay, and sometimes you might even ask for a credit card or something. They want information in your name, 2 picture ID, and a utility bill or something. A passport, even do it too. Passport, driver's license, ID card, utility bill. Then you probably get all the information that you need to get from them. Okay, place the freeze on your account. Okay, are there any questions? Are there any questions today? Are there any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right, great. Let me answer Miss Curtis first. Mr. Fields, would you hold that just a second? I'm gonna talk to Miss Curtis. Now, Miss Curtis, now what was your question? Then I'm gonna go to you, Mr. Fields, okay?
Yes, sir. I want to know how I can fix this problem that I have with me doing what I did for my daughter.
All right, my question is she paying a bill on time?
She don't stay with me. I call her and ask her to make sure she pay, but the bill is coming here. I don't know. She missed coming over here getting one bill.
Ma'am, if the bill is coming to your address, you have access to open up the letter and see if the bill is being paid. That's what you need to do. Okay, if she's not paying it, it may behoove you to give her, say, hey, you have a week to get your telephone because I'm closing down this account in my name. Now, if she's paying it on time,
can I do that?
Responsible kid. Is ma'am, who name is the telephone in?
Mine.
Whose social security number is in?
Mine.
Who else address is coming to?
Mine.
Who phone it? Whose phone is it?
It's theirs.
No, it's not. It's your phone because it's in your name.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have access to that and say, I want to shut it down. If she's doing the right thing, it might be okay. I'm just, that is the personal decision that you have to make. I just don't like people using my social security number and putting my credit at jeopardy. Okay.
Yeah.
If they don't pay something, they pay it late, it doesn't fall on them, it falls on you. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. No, I asked you what do I call them and tell them I want to stop it?
That's on whatever. You have the letter, and the letter comes to your house. You can open the letter, you can tell them you want to stop, you can do whatever you like to do. But that's based on the personal decision between you and your daughter. I'm not trying to get between you and your daughter and your grandkids. I'm just saying, if you let people use your social security number and stuff like that, they don't pay it, fall back on you. If she's been paying it on time, that's a decision that you have to make. But for me, I don't like that. That's just my personal, vendetta for my, because I'm trying to protect my credit to a point where I don't have to go back and do all this, disputing and this and that, and credit score go down. If she's doing the right thing, that might be the right thing to do. If she's not doing the right thing, then you know what you need to do.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Mr. Fields.
Yes, sir. First of all, thank you for your time. At least in two places in the Proverbs, the Bible says, do not make yourself surety to anybody. That's basically do not co-sign for anybody. My mama said two things you never do: co-sign for anybody or get somebody's name tattooed on you.
Thank you. Because
amen.
Mama is a good woman. She is correct.
That's biblical.
You break up with the girl, wisdom. Your name is still on.
Right. So okay. So my question to you, sir, is you mentioned earlier that there are 7 places that sell your data that you can also seek out to kind of get your data removed.
Yes.
When are we going to talk about that?
Next week.
Okay, great. I'll be here.
Yeah, next week. We got the 7. We got the thing that you can do, and depend on, it might be a 2-week thing, it might be a 1 week, depending on how I get the information up. But I'm gonna give you, my goal is to give you all 7 next week. We might go online, fill out some applications, show you how to do it. It just depends on what it is, but we're gonna give you 7 of them next week. And if you do these particular 7, you're gonna be pretty much there. Now, believe me, that's about 100 more out there, but these 7 are the biggest data collectors. Okay, and we go with the big boys, so the biggest data collectors. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you said something about, well, my plan is to get a secure credit card for $500 in the bank, get a secure credit card. So my question is this: what is the difference between the upfront fee, the monthly fee, and the yearly fee, right? And if I get two credit cards and secure credit cards, can I build my credit that much faster?
The question is to all of your things, yes, and maybe yes. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't know, before I give you information on somebody else's company, I hadn't read it yet. So I don't know if they're charging you a monthly fee, they're charging you an annual fee. Okay, if they charge you a monthly fee, if they charge you an annual fee, let's go to annual first. They charge you an annual fee, that means that credit card gonna cost you $80 every year. Okay, money. Mm-hmm. Now they charge you a service fee every time you put money on that card. They're gonna charge you a fee. Okay, so that fee is 2%. If you put $100 on there, they're gonna charge you a 2 or 3% fee. So that's going to them. When you swipe that card, they're gonna charge you a 2 or 3, whatever percentage it is, because that's how they make their money. And then they charge you interest on your money that you put on the card. Because what they do is that their job is to help you to get a unsecured credit card and to get positive feedback on your credit report. Okay? So how they do that, they charge you for that. So it is called a secure credit card, up to $500. We're going to charge you an application fee. That could be $80. Okay, we're going to charge you an initial fee. That could be whatever case it may be. Then we're going to charge you when you put the money on it. We're going to charge you a fee. Then when we swipe it, we're going to charge you a fee plus interest. Okay, if you go over the limit, we're going to charge you a fee. Okay, and then that's an annual fee. So you have to read the small print, and without reading the small print, I can't tell you all that. So you have to read the small print because each company is different. Some charge a swipe fee, some don't charge a swipe fee. Mostly all of them charge an annual fee. Mostly all of them charge an application fee because that's how they make their money.
But my question is, which one is better, the annual or the swipe fee, or you know what I'm saying? Which one is better?
Well, it depends on your usage. If you only use a credit card one time, then maybe the swipe fee might be better. But I'm telling you right now, most of those cards charge you an annual fee. So you're gonna pay the annual fee regardless. Most of them gonna charge you fee to put the money on the card. Okay. If they don't charge you a swipe fee, they're gonna charge you a fee to put the money on the card. And I can't tell you because I don't know what card you're talking about, and I hadn't read the fine print. So when the card that you're looking at, read the fine print and see what the financial institution is stating that they're going to charge you. Also, getting 2 cards is even better. But remember, getting 2 cards is more money you have to pay. It will build your credit much faster because you got 2 unsecured cards and you're paying them on time. It will build your credit faster. But remember, if there's 2 annual fees you have to pay, then every time you load money on the card, you might have to pay. So it's depending on the fine print. That's what you have to read. You have to compare card A fine print to card B fine print and find out which one you want, or do you want them both?
Okay. And I only should use about 30% of the card, right?
Only should use 30, less than 30. Try to get it down to about less than 10%. It's safe, for instance, if you put $500 on there, you want to kind of, well, you're trying to build in credit. So you want to go ahead and use the $500. I'm gonna be honest with you. You kind of want to use the $500, put more money and kind of use it, put more money for about 3 or 4 months. And then you can slack off and, get it down to, I'm only going to use 10%. So what you want to do, you want to get that, you want to have a payment history so they can see that you are actually paying your bills on time, so that card can graduate from an secure card to an unsecured card. You do that by payment history and time.
Okay. I appreciate you, sir.
Paying it on time, okay? And the length of time that you have that card. You have that card for a year. After a year, you make 12 monthly payments on time or 18 monthly payments on time. They may say, hey, listen, first of all, by the time you pay 6 months on time and the $500, they probably say, hey, we're going to raise you up to $750. Then another 3 months, we're going to raise you up to $1,000. $1,000 might be the max, $1,500 might be the max. But after a year, 18 months, that card should graduate. Find out before you do any of this, does the card graduate? What do I mean by graduate? Does it go from a secure card to an unsecured card? That's what you want. Because when it goes from a secure card to an unsecured card, the interest rate change, a lot of other things change. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you want to read your fine print, and without telling them the card and all that kind of stuff, I can't really go into detail and tell you about what would be a favorable card to use or not a favorable card to use. Okay.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions? I got about 2 minutes. I have about 2 minutes. Last question. Last question. Okay. Well, hey, I want to thank you guys for coming in today. I appreciate you being on the line. But one thing that I am going to say is that if you take this information that I'm giving you and utilize it, it will change your life. I promise you, it will change your life. If you take this information, use it. You might not know how to do everything that I'm telling you. It took me time to learn it. If you want to learn something or do something better, you have to put some time into it. So that means you might have to read 15 minutes a day on some kind of financial issue, on credit card issues or whatever the case may be. So you can know exactly what you're finding. I don't have enough money. The reason why you don't have enough money, because a lot of times you don't know how to use the money. Once you learn how to use the money and make that money work for you, you should work for your money one time. And your money should work for you for the rest of your life. That's what I'm teaching here. I'm teaching you, when you work for it, let it work for you. Okay, get your credit straight. Get the highest score you can, because when you have a high score, your interest rates are low. You have a low score, your interest rates are high. What that means, low score means that you pay more money for the same goods and services as somebody else is paying when they have a high score. Okay? Be careful, brother. You said, Mr. Fields said his mama told him, say, don't co-sign and don't tattoo. I'm a firm believer of that. Watch out for the co-signing, especially for your children, because your children that think they're privileged. Okay, if they're doing some things that are right and they're trying to get ahead and they're doing the right thing, they're paying the bills. That's fine. You just make that decision, but don't tattoo your girlfriend, your boyfriend name on your body, because you might break up. Then what happened to that tattoo? Anyway, that's all for this week. I sure want to thank you guys for coming in, and I appreciate you. Izzy, it's all on you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jones. Thank you so much for that class. And I will be calling out the names of people who I have given attendance to already. All right, so